Okay, in this video, we're going to go over areas of triangles. So if you're using a separate sheet of paper to take notes, in the heading, if you could title it Area of Triangles, and then in the upper right, put your name, date, and hour. Okay, so today, by the time we're done, we're going to be able to find the area of a triangle by identifying the base and the height. And then you'll be able to orally identify the base and the height of a given triangle and use it to find the area using the sentence frame, the base is blank, the height is blank, so the area is blank. Okay, so in this, let me zoom in a little bit for you. So in this first part, I just want to go over a couple definitions. The first, the height of a triangle is always perpendicular to the base. And the base of a triangle is always one of the sides. So there's a key difference between these two is that the base has to be a side of the triangle. The height, that's not necessarily the case. So let me give you three sort of scenarios that we get with triangles, okay? So the first is with regards to the height and the base. So the first, and by the way, if you need to pause the video to take some notes, feel free to do so. The first thing is that the height can be a leg of the triangle. So in that type of triangle would look like this. So this is the height. And guys, we used the letter H to represent height. So I'm going to put that up here. We use the letter H to represent height and the letter B to represent base. Okay, so the height so this is the height and this is the base. So the height of a triangle is always perpendicular to the base. Okay, so that's the first case. So you can have the height as one of the legs. In that case, you would have a right triangle. The height can also be, so that the second option then is that the height is inside the triangle. So that would look like this. So here's your base, and then here's your height. Okay, so I'm going to highlight the heights in yellow so that we can easily see them. So here's the height of this one, and here's the height of this one. So see, notice the height is always perpendicular to the base. And then the last option is that the height is outside. So this is, this one's going to look a little bit weird. So you have a triangle that looks something like this. Let me redraw that. Okay, so in this triangle, your base would be here, but your height, this time it's outside the triangle. So the height, if we extended the base a little bit, and then made it perpendicular from this vertex down, because remember the height has to be perpendicular to the base, then you would get your height that way. So this one is sort of the weirdest case where you have, where you have the height is on the outside. Let me fix this. So the height in this case is actually on the outside of the triangle. So there's your height there. So like I said, this one's sort of the weirder case where you have to actually extend the base a little bit. It doesn't change the length of the base. That's why I put the dotted lines in purple. It's not changing the length of the base. You're just extending the base a little bit so that you can make a height that's perpendicular to the base. Because there's no possible way to do that within this triangle. If I drop, I would not be able to make a perpendicular line between this and my base. That would not be a 90-degree angle. So, so that's why the height in this triangle has to be outside. So these are the three cases that you can get. So either the height is a leg, the height is inside, or the height is outside. In any of the cases, to find the area of a triangle, you use this formula. Area equals 1/2 base times height. Okay, another way to do this is to say A equals 1/2 B times H. So this is the formula for finding the area of a triangle. So I'm going to work through some examples with you. Remember, with area, you always need units squared. So when we go to our first example. So here's find the area of this triangle. First start off labeling the base and the height. So remember, here's your base. The height is always perpendicular to the base. So this is the height. So in this case, the height was a leg. So for the area, I'm going to say area. It's 1/2 base times height. So for this example, it's area equals 1/2. The base is 10, and the height is 6. Notice I'm putting in 10 in parentheses because I'm putting it in for the B. So that's why I'm putting it in parentheses. So all this means is multiplication. You could plug this all into your calculator if you wanted to. So, and when you do that, you get, this is 30 centimeters squared. So put my answer in a box. So the area of that triangle is 30 centimeters squared. Okay. Let's do another example. This time the height's inside. So here's my base is 8, and my height is on the inside. So my height is here. So this is my height. So if I want to find the area of this triangle, I'm going to say area is 1/2 base times height. I know my base is 8 and my height is 5. So area equals 1/2 of 8 times 5. Notice I'm using parentheses when I put in my 8 and my 5. And then for this one, the area is going to be 1/2. 8 times 5 is 40. So 1/2 of 40, so or 40 divided by 2 is 20. So the area of this one is 20. And then we measured this one in feet. So this is 20 square feet or 20 feet squared. Okay. Next example. Find the area of a triangle with the height outside. So this time the height is outside. So it's going to work similarly though. First identify the base. The base is just this line. So this is the base. And then notice we extended the base so that we could make our height. And our height is now perpendicular to the base. So just this red part, that's the base. And then this is the height. So 16 is the height. Okay. So now I'm ready to find the area of this. I'm going to say area equals 1/2 base times height. So I'm just going to plug in the values that I was given. Whoops, sorry. So 15 and 16. So then the area is 1/2, the base is 15, and the height is 16. So we can plug that into our calculator. Area equals 1/2. 15 times 16 is 240. And so this means area is 120. So if you type that in your calculator, you get 120. And then we need our units. So this is centimeters squared. So this is the area of the triangle. And our last page is this one. So find the base or the height of the triangle when given the area. So this time they give you the area and you need to find either the base or the height. So here it says, find the height of the triangle given that the area is 39 square inches. So I'm given the base, which is 13. And the height of this one is inside the triangle, and I don't know what the height is. So I should be solving for h. So I'm going to say area is 1/2 base times height. Now, I know the area. They told us that. It was some given information, and I'll show you if you don't see it. It said the area is 39 square inches. So instead of putting A, I'm going to put 39 equals 1/2. We know the base is 13, and we don't know the h. So let's go ahead and do 39, do 1/2 of 13. So if you do that, 13 times 1/2, you get 39 equals 6.5 h times h. So if I want to get h by itself to solve this, I have to divide, because this is multiplying. So to undo multiplying, you divide. So I'm just going to draw a line here. Divide both sides by 6.5. Okay, so when you do that, 39 divided by 6.5 is 6, and that equals h. So you're not completely done. You need to include units here. So this was using inches. So you'd want to say 6 inches equals h. And then that's your answer. So the height of this is 6 inches. And then, guys, you can always verify your answer. Just type into your calculator 13 times 6. So the area should be 1/2 the base times the height. So if I did 13 times 6 and then divided that by 2, then I get 39. So you can always double check your work. Okay, so your answer here is 6 inches. All right, so I have some for you to try. These are just very similar to the ones that I just went over. So give these 4 a try. We'll go over them in our live meet together. So give these 4 a try. And then when you're done with those 4, give these a try. So 243 to 435, 5 to 13, 16 to 20, and 23 to 25. Okay, so give those a try. So that's lots of practice for you guys. If you have any questions, please email me, send me a message in Google Classroom or Remind, and I'll be able to answer them for you.